Oh, they are in a festive mood. Look at Colin on the air guitar. Impressive. Colin wants us to stay on this shot for the next 2 hours, by the way. Look at you guys in the control room. Welcome back. It's our 2-year anniversary. Oh, they're putting me on. I'm in the control room, everybody. I'm at the helm right now. We are out of control, literally off the rails at about 17 minutes after the hour. It's our anniversary show, and I've got the sound effects, and I'll be expensing that a little later today. Welcome back to American Sunrise, everybody. All right, serious stuff. The Department of Homeland Security announcing that it has reassigned some FEMA employees to help with ICE deportation efforts. Officials say this will only be temporary for 90 days, and their main task is going to be vetting and processing all of those applications, like 80,000, for all the potential new ICE agents. So far, about 150 FEMA employees have been transferred. For more, let's bring in Senior Advisor to U.S. Custom and Border Protection. That'd be Ron Vitella. Ron, I tell you what the DHS is doing here, the Trump administration, is truly unprecedented. The question now becomes, how are they going to get these ICE agents quickly to the streets? Because they're going to need more. They've got the money. And then how best to deploy them? Because interior enforcement is the key here. Good morning to you.
Good morning and happy anniversary. Yeah, it's a good point. They are on the hook at ICE, and they're very eager to bring in 10,000 net new agents to the front line. So that's attorneys, that's special agents, investigators, and the enforcement removal operations. So they've got to find these people. They have to vet them, recruit, find, and vet them, bring them into the training academy, and then get them out on the street as quickly as possible. The director there, Todd Lyons, and his team, Madison Sheehan and others, they're prepared to do that. It's great that FEMA is going to lend some staff to them to help vet applications and organize what will be a monumental task to bring that many people in. But at the end of the day, what you're going to have is the largest deportation force conducting the largest deportation effort that the country has ever seen.
Then you got this crazy Tennessee situation. As it's called upon its National Guard to help with ICE deportations. Governor Bill Lee says Americans want to be sure illegal alien criminals are removed from the country, and the state supports President Trump's agenda for the border. Ron, do you see more states following suit here?
Yeah, we hope to. I know that the secretary exercising her leadership and communicating with her former colleagues in governors and state houses all over the U.S., putting them, giving them an opportunity to send workforce to help ICE do the work that they're doing all over the country. We've got Department of Defense personnel, including National Guard, deployed on the southwest border with us here at CBP as well. And so we're grateful for their help, and we're grateful for the leadership shown and some of these governors that are stepping up.
Ron, I do want to get your take on this as well. A judge has paused new construction at Alligator Alcatraz due to potential environmental concerns. What is your message to the judge?
Yeah, this activism needs to end. We want these Article 3 judges to exercise their authority to rule on matters of law. We don't want them to be activists, and you can see how they've tried to thwart the Trump agenda, mostly because it's working. The ideology doesn't align. This is a runway that's been there for decades. They put temporary structures on top of an existing infrastructure there. I think it's much to do about nothing, and I'm sure the state will prevail in court.
Hey, Ron, I'm looking at some statistics here. Cato Institute putting this out. I want to ask you about the illegal immigrant arrest in this country, because the media is picking up on this idea that not just violent criminal illegal aliens are being arrested. It's not just them. And that was what was promised. What was promised is, a full crackdown. But at first they said they were going after, the Trump administration going after the illegal immigrants that had committed violent crimes. But this statistic says of the 204,000 individuals that have been booked into detention centers, 65% of them had no criminal convictions. Now, let's be clear. You entered the country illegally, okay, so you broke the law. I got that. But we're talking about violent offenses, because the Trump administration had said we're going after the violent illegal immigrants first. But this would suggest that it's not just the violent criminals that they're going after. What's the response to that?
Well, I think they prioritize the worst of the worst. Those are the number one targets across the workforce, across the enterprise, to find those people first and put them on a path for removal. On the way to those targets, they're going to find other people. Let's not forget there are 8 million people on the non-detained docket across the United States. Hundreds of thousands of them have criminal convictions or have been arrested by local authorities. There are millions of people in the country that are gang members or parts of gangs or in organized crime, but that haven't been convicted yet or don't have a criminal record. That doesn't mean that they're that they need to be. That's not how the law works. If you're in the country without being inspected or invited, you're subject to immigration enforcement and to be put on a path for removal. That's what ICE is doing. And so 65% of those folks, they could be on the non-detained docket. They could be fugitives from immigration court. They could be affiliated with gangs or other situations. And like you said, the bottom line is being in the country illegally is still a crime.
Yeah. And in my opinion, it's a violent crime. I mean, if someone breaks in my house illegally, that's a violent crime, right? So why is it not a violent crime to start with the fact that they broke in our country illegally?
We want a secure border and safe streets. That's what the American people voted for when they put Donald Trump in office, and now they're getting we're getting what we asked for. We're getting a border that is as safe as I've ever seen it. The average daily apprehension rate at the southwest border is 148. During the Biden administration, that same number, that same 24 hours, 5,600 people cross the border every 24 hours. So the border has changed dramatically. So when people are removed, they're going to stay removed because it's very difficult to cross the border. If you do cross, you will be prosecuted and you will be set on a path for removal. And so this is what we asked for, and now it's happening.
Yeah, it truly is egregious that the Biden administration let all of that happen on their watch. And ICE now is doing the cleanup work and really going into these communities and making sure that the people that are here illegally are removed, like you said. But it comes with a cost. I mean, ICE agents, this statistic stands out in my head. Attacks against them have been up 700% from just last year alone. Talk to us a little bit about the challenges that they're facing.
We want these men and women on the front line to do their jobs safely. They largely do. But you have this activism set, not just in the judiciary, but in our cities and towns. You know, they spot where ICE is at. They activate. They get in their way. We've got irresponsible politicians in our own Congress even that are saying that what they're doing is somehow against the law or kidnapping, et cetera. And so the rhetoric is really high, and they're paying the price with these encounters all over the United States. So we want to pray for them. We want them to do that job safely, but they're not going to back down. They're going to continue to do it, and we hope they're safe doing it.
Ron, great analysis, as always. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
All right, coming up, U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., that would be Janine Pirro, says there's a rampant anti-Semitism problem in the United States. What is she planning to do to combat it? Her comments when we come back on a 2-year anniversary of American Sunrise.